Okay guys, I'm here today with Craig Jones, huge honor for me. And guys, we are making this video here to help all the white belts, to help all the beginners in Jiu-Jitsu. So I think Craig is a great example about that because he's from Australia. So when he started Jiu-Jitsu, he didn't have that very high level of Jiu-Jitsu, right? And even though he was still able to make it through, and here he is, one of the best grapplers in the world. I think he has everything to win the ADCC this year, 2019. So, Craig, how did you do? Like, you were from Australia, you didn't have that level of Jiu-Jitsu, especially over there when you started.
Yep.
So,
yeah, well, it's funny actually because when I was a white belt, when I first started, I think my coach was a white belt too.
Yep.
So like, obviously he'd get his blue belt and I'd get my next belt. So I'd have to wait for his promotions to get mine. So something I had to figure out early was to find information wherever you can. So obviously back then, I think I started with instructional textbooks, which reading those old books like Shanji's textbook and stuff, and then obviously moved on to instructionals and stuff. But obviously you don't have elite level instruction available in your city or in your gym. There's definitely resources online available to find it.
Yeah, so you watched a lot of videos and that was the way you...
That's all I had, yeah, nothing else really.
Oh man, that's amazing. And how long it took from you from the white to blue belt?
This is funny, I barely trained until purple belt, right? So like, because obviously my gym was very small. In my city there was, I think we had one competition a year or something, but not really anyone would do it. So I can barely remember training. I trained like once, twice a week. By the time I didn't deserve my purple belt when I got it, I think. I pretty much knew nothing. And then I had to catch up from that point on. Once I started traveling around the world and finding good gyms to train at.
I got it. So, but you never stopped it, right? Or have
never stopped, no.
Yeah, so that might be a great tip, right? I mean, the fact that you never stop it.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good tip for injury prevention. I think a lot of guys that take a big break from jiu-jitsu and then come back with pressure on them to train hard take a pretty bad injury. Obviously, guys catch up, their body gets unconditioned. So for me, even if I wasn't training every day, I would still be getting in 1 or 2 sessions a week.
I got it. So guys, so one thing you did, you watched a lot of videos. Second thing you did, you never stopped it. What else? Let's try to understand here how you became who you are. Like.
I guess I really just had to put in a lot of work at purple belt. When I got my purple belt, I went to the States and got my ass kicked. So really from that point on, I had to make up for lost time. So really at the time, the big trend in jiu-jitsu was like the berimbolo and stuff. So I was trying to identify what the best guys around the world were doing and trying to use those tricks to beat up people back in Australia.
Okay, and when was your first tournament in jiu-jitsu, you remember?
Actually, 10 years ago today, the first time I competed was as a white belt in the Australian Nationals.
So you competed as a white belt?
As a white belt, yeah.
I got it.
I think once, I think.
I got it.
That was it.
No, I got it. And then how long it took from you from blue to purple?
You know what? Basically, my memories prior to purple belt, it was like something just like a casual hobby. I would train every now and then. I got my purple belt but from purple to brown was like 3.5 years. I spent quite a bit of time at purple, I think, because I essentially went into it with not much knowledge at all and had to make up for a lot of lost time.
I got it.
So a long time at purple, 3.5, and then just 12 months at brown belt.
I got it. Yeah, and then like 2 years before the ADCC that you tapped Leandro Lo, Murilo Santana, 2 years before you were purple belt, right? Yeah. So what do you think was the most important thing you did from purple to that day that made you become like the Craig Jones that everywhere knows?
I guess just trying to identify trends in the sport, trying to predict where the sport was going, really, and trying to get ahead of the curve. Back then, a lot of traveling to gyms around the world. Like I remember visiting you back as a purple belt. Yep. Those trips back then were probably equally competition and training as partying, but we still got a fair bit of training in back then. Just trying to really take advantage of the access we have to some of the best guys in the world.
I got it. So guys, my note here was Craig never stopped doing jiu-jitsu. He watched a ton of videos online, and he also did competitions. So I always see this question, right? Like, should I compete in jiu-jitsu? And I think if you want to improve faster, that's a huge help, right?
Yeah, definitely. And, I would compete all the time because I think when you have that competition coming up that you could potentially make a fool of yourself at, you put in a bit more effort training to prepare yourself for that event.
Got it. No, man, great stuff. Thanks so much, Craig.
Thank you.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.